Okay. Are we live? There should be a... Are we live? Why is that part dark? It's not... Oh, it's something with the camera. Hold on. Or is anyone there? Let's see. Are we even live? Is the question. Is there nothing going on? Wait a second. Oh, wait, did it create 2 live streams? Oh. Is anyone there? Is... Well... oh no. Let's see. I might be doing something wrong. So let's see. I hope that I can solve it. Oh no, maybe I can't solve it. Wait, why? Well, the 2 people. Hello, is there someone there? There are 2 people. I think I've accidentally maybe created 2 live streams. One... Ah, no. Oh no. No. I shouldn't have touched it. This is great. This is... Everything goes wrong immediately. So, why is the camera moving? Okay. Can you guys hear me? I get a sense that maybe you guys can't hear me. What if I... There's one person. Damn it. Why is the camera moving? Everything is locked down. Can you guys hear me? Okay. I turned the sound on my other device, and it seems like you can hear me. So yeah, I've somehow I've messed up, and now we're not in the lives that I created for this. So I don't know how to get over there to let people know if they're up here. see, maybe I can do something like this. Let me see. If I send a message, hopefully someone reads it. Oh my god, I can't spell. Okay, so if I send this, maybe, hopefully, because I don't understand why that happened. Can't I create a live stream on the computer so it can be scheduled and not have it be Alexander, man, hi. That's someone. You're saying something, right? Why can't I? I do speak Swedish, but I'm not gonna do that in this video because I'm trying to make it be live for everyone. Can I? Can I do something like this, maybe? Hmm. Why? I don't know. Should I start and then we'll just see if someone comes along? Who wants to join? Okay. I'll say what I'm gonna do and we'll see if someone joins. And if someone joins, we'll take it again. Maybe I'll just have to repeat myself a couple of times to see where we're at, basically. And yeah. All right. So what we're supposed to do, or what I was hoping that we would do, is draw and design a guitar. And yeah, basically the idea is this: the Stratocaster has existed for, you know, 70 years or something like that. I think it's 75 in 2 years or something like that, or 3 years. And I'm thinking that the reason why it's so popular and the reason why it's gotten so much attention from the world is partly, of course, it's a good design. It's it fits the body very good. It's ergonomically shapen, and it you know it does all of that. It's a very nice design. So don't get me wrong, but it's also the fact that if you see something, you start to accept it more and more and more. The more you see it, the nicer it looks, the better it looks. You get used to the way it looks, you get used to the design. And the Stratocaster has been around for so long. And so it's very hard for new designs to get a foothold. And that's sort of the issue with the whole thing that is happening with the lawsuits. That, yeah, I know it's not lawsuits, but the Fender sending out the cease and desist letters and all of that. And one of the reasons why the Stratocaster has been able to be in so many places at the same time is because so many people have been building them. It's sort of like if you're in a room and everyone is talking, it's very hard to hear what anyone is saying. But if you're in a room and everyone is saying the same thing, then it's pretty easy to hear what everyone is saying. It's, it's becoming a choir or something. So it's like a voice, one voice. So if you have 10 guitar builders and they're all building 10 different guitars, it's, it's the same thing. And if 5 of those people are all starting to build the same guitar or very close to being the same guitars, then then you can start to create waves or whatever you want to call it and get the ball sort of rolling. So I was thinking if we design a guitar that is royalty free, we sort of draw it out and try to make it look nice and perfect and neat and have a good design, but we can also get a lot of people building it. And obviously this means that like if you're into guitar building, for example, then you're gonna have to try to use whatever it is we draw here. But if hi twin monkey plude, hello there. If we all draw it out together, if we design something together and everyone starts building it, and if we can get the ball rolling, and it doesn't actually have to happen, because I understand that this is like maybe extremely wishful thinking, but then we can sort of change history or whatever. We can change the way things are moving, and we can get to a point where, for example, the Stratocaster, or not the Stratocaster, but the guitar shape that we're designing has a sort of, historical mark or whatever, because it's been seen by so many people, and no one has to worry about like being sued for using it or being sued for being creative or whatever. We can just sort of just have fun, and yeah, that could be it, sort of, And so I have a guitar neck that I've drawn out. I hope you can see it. And I've kept the 3 single coils. Obviously, when you build this guitar later, once it's designed, we can change pickups however we want to. But I'm thinking, trying to come up with something simple and classic and like easy lines and easy shapes will be the easiest and best solution. I want the guitar to be at least somewhat easy to build in its like basic shape, and then obviously if you want to go even more crazy and I don't know, make a monkey grip or whatever it could be on it, then you can change it, obviously. And if you don't want to use 3 pickups, you can do so as well. And if you feel like doing some other changes to it, you obviously can do whatever you want to. The point is that it's royalty free and you can be as creative as you want to. You can also just copy it completely. So yeah, that's the idea. I have a neck, I have a bridge, I have 3 single coils, and I've used a Strat because obviously the Strat is what we're actually talking about. And the reason why I've printed it out is because whatever we draw, we have to keep some measurements true to what we're sort of trying to create, which is, a functioning guitar. If we move the bridge, the entire intonation and where the note sits on the neck will change, which is actually something you can experiment with. If you want to, you can create a little wooden bridge and put underneath the strings behind here, and then you can just change the scale length of the entire guitar neck and just make it basically a new instrument or something, but the notes will all be off. But anyway, yeah, so I have a couple of different tools that I'm going to try to use. We'll see if I use everything, and then I'll draw this out. And the idea is this. I've printed out 10 papers. You can see it's the same paper. It's all, and the idea is this. I'll sit here and draw. You talk to me. You let me know what you think. If you think this is something or if it's nothing, we'll see what happens. I'll try to come up with something. We'll see what you guys say, and yeah, we'll call this one number one. So we'll draw number one here. This is a number one, and we'll come up with something, and then if we like it, we like it. If we don't like it, we'll move on to the next paper. You see, we have a whole bunch of paper, basically, and then when we feel like we're done, I'm thinking I'll sit here for like 2 hours and see if we can get this done. Once we're happy, we have something that we like, that we agree on is a cool guitar design. I'll finalize the drawing in the computer and make it look really nice and neat, and then I'll make a template that is a 1-to-1 scale, and then that template I'll make available through a link in the description to all of you, so that you can just print it out. Maybe I'll even make a video showing you how to print it out or something, so that you can just make it, basically. And if you want to, basically. And the idea is that we try to get as many people as possible to come along on this journey of guitar building and having fun and being creative and something like that. And we'll try to come up with like a model name and everything. So yeah, I don't know. What more is it that I need to say? Let me know also if you want me to make build the actual guitar, because then I could build the guitar, show you some basics of how to go about doing that. I have like a dozen old guitar necks that are just lying around. I could definitely use one of those if it's just, the body we're talking about. And then we could also have a, sort of how to make a template, for example. I know I already have videos on those things, but the best thing would be to like print this out and then, glue it onto some MDF or plywood or whatever you prefer to use, and then cut out the template and, finalize the shape and smooth everything out, and then use a router to cut it out. And yeah, I'm kind of a little bit just waiting for someone to tell me what sort of guitar shape we should start off with. But maybe we should just start drawing something like a little bit of a Strat or something. I don't know. What more do I want to say? That could be a video. It's just me building the guitar, and then in the link in the description there can be a paper template that you can print out. So yeah, let me know what you think. I'm gonna quickly just hop over to the other and see if I can can I see something here? Is this like working? This is not going as planned. Why is there 2 live chats? Why wouldn't the live that why would this is okay, never mind. I'm not gonna get annoyed and sit here and rant live for you guys to hear. But it is annoying because I did create the live stream so that you could schedule your day, and now that I can't join my own schedule. It's weird. Anyway, so a couple of things when it comes to like designing a classic guitar shape, for example, is that I think you have to decide where you want the lower horn or the lower horn to be, because you need to be able to move your fingers up to the higher register of the notes, and usually it's 16. So 12, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16. So there, for example. So we can start off by trying to draw out a guitar horn of some sort. Actually, when I said 16, it's usually, maybe it's up here. And maybe this can go back a bit. Yeah. I think I'm doing things a little bit backwards here because I was going to tell you a little bit about the things I have that I use for guitar drawing. I was thinking maybe that's a good place to start, you know. So I have a couple of different pens that I use. These might look like they are all the same, but it's actually like they're different hardness. So how you draw, it will affect it. I don't know if you can actually tell that there is a difference, but they're like the hardness makes the softer the pen is, the like sharper, darker lines will you get, and the harder it, the more you can. So if we want a shade, for example, we might use something else for that than what we do to draw out these. I also have some erasers, and obviously that's something that you might need to do. I have some different like measuring things like these, so that I can, if I want to do some angle works to finalize the shape and make it look, symmetrical. Because one thing is that shapes always repeat themselves. There is always more of the same shape, and there is, you see lines matching up with other lines being parallel with each other, things like that. So it's yeah, sort of that sort of thing. I also have a pen like this. I think it's called like a fountain pen or something like that. It's not really a fountain pen, but it is like an ink. It has a very nice. Maybe it's dried up. It's been a while since I used it, but it used to be. It used to be pretty nice for making like really sharp, nice lines. Then I have a couple of things that I've just picked up randomly to help me make like round curves. Like if I feel like I need a little bit help with that, I have some extra things lying around. I have a little tiny scraper here that I sometimes use for roundness. If I need to measure something, for example, maybe for some reason I want to maybe duplicate these, I can move things around, to make sure everything looks neat and nice. And yeah, when it comes to like guitar body design and things like that, one thing that you might want to consider, obviously you can do things however you want to do them, and you can design guitars in the computer. There are programs that can help you make that pretty easy for yourself. But what I have is actually I have this book right here that my sister made for me. She bookbinding and started experimenting with seeing if she could do that. And I'm just going to show you super quickly. Like here, you can see I sort of draw out some guitar designs every now and then. It is very fun to sit and try to come up with something cool. Not saying that I have managed to come up with anything cool yet, but you can see that, like for example, the Stratocaster body, you can have a lot of fun with it, and maybe some of these will become real guitars at some point. Sitting and just drawing out the horn, trying to come up with different shapes for the horn, and see if something cool happens. Sometimes you just have to experiment for a little bit and see if you come up with something new and cool. So yeah, that's a couple of things that I've drawn out previously and tried to like experiment with and see what it leads to, basically. But yeah, so yeah, let's start drawing out a little bit, and I'll start with just maybe trying to sketch something out a little bit, and we'll see where we go. If you're gonna make a paper like this to help yourself design something, if you want to, which I think is a lot of fun, so I think you should do it. Try to remember to like keep the bridge and keep the neck, or at least the 12th fret. You don't need to. You could cut this off if you want to, because we're just designing a body. But do make sure you have a center line, because it can be kind of I'm not going to say a meaningless task, but if you sit and you draw out something and then you don't have a center line, you might come to realize later that you are not you're not getting anywhere. And yeah, we're back to only one person. watching, which is fine. Well, hopefully we'll pick up soon. And yeah. I don't know really what we should do. Should we try to do something that is like an offset, maybe a little bit, but feels a little bit stratty at the same time? Something that is like a, not an in between a strat and a jazz master, but something that kind of maybe a little bit evokes the the feel. Obviously, the idea here is to try to come up with something new, but sometimes it helps to just start off somewhere and seeing where it goes. You know? Yeah, of course you do. Of course you know. You're drawing guitars every day. Do, 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 do. Yeah. Let's see. I mean, I'm going for, but you guys obviously you have the power to change my mind if you feel like that. But I'm going for trying to create something that feels organic and natural and classic and maybe not extremely out there, but sort of, you know, trying to replace the Strat basically. Which I mean, obviously that's not gonna happen. Obviously, I know that, but we can try. You know, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, or whatever. So let's see here if I can. We are two people, so hello to you, the other people, other person. Nice of you to join, whoever you are. Hope it's not something weird with the chat and I can't actually see someone writing. Oh, they left. That's all right. I feel like something is off. Why is this going this way? It's not what I wanted. Anyway. I mean, now, right now, for example, this has a sort of Telecaster-like shape to it. Feels like a jazz master turning into a Telecaster. So yeah. There's something that is a little bit off here. Maybe. The body might be too small. Like in general, just. One thing you can do is you can like create angles like that, and then you can see if you can like move those. So for example, let's see here, what did we just draw out? We draw out a Is that like a something like that? We can move that up there. Something like that. And we've copied that angle there. So if we have that angle there and that angle there, that should be roughly the same. So that's there and that there. And then that connection there is roughly the same. Obviously, as I said before, we'll try to see if we can finalize this. I don't know. Yeah. So if that goes there, then maybe we want to create like a parallel line to that. Let's see. Somewhere like maybe right there and maybe right there. And then if this is the curve right here and right here, we can sort of create a it might be too distracting right now if you're not used to like drawing like this. But basically this line here, I'm trying to create repetitions of that line, basically. So like, let's see, maybe if we create that line here, for example. Let's see. Oh, we have 3 people now. That's great. Great, great, great. And then maybe we can just sort of connect these 2 lines here and here. Then those together. Do 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 dun, da 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 da. And then we're sort of getting to a point where maybe we can and then do a little bit of a round over here to get it down. I feel like we're creating an offset SG guitar right now, but maybe that's okay for now. If we check the something like this. We're starting to get there a little bit. Oh, we have 3 people again. Amazing. What do you guys think? Does anyone have an opinion? You can tell me what's your favorite. Do you prefer SGs or Stratocasters? Obviously, right now, I don't think anyone prefers Stratocasters because of the whole debacle with the Fender, but you know, whichever way you want to go, you know. Talk to me. I'm here so you can talk to me. Just gonna move this over like here. Looking at it from different angles and things like that can help. What do you guys think? Is it all right? Well, we're 2 people at least. Maybe it's because the other live chat is or thing is still up, but I can't remove it. I suppose I need my computer for that. It's very annoying. It's like I'm locked out of my own account, except I clearly am not because I thought I could reach everything on the phone. What do you guys think? Is this different enough from a Strat, or does it look exactly like a Strat? No one is saying anything, which makes me wonder if you guys can hear me. But it could just be that I'm not funny enough. I mean, we have hand drawn this out here now. Obviously, we haven't really used anything to get to this point. But I feel like, Gibson might come after us and say, hey, that's an SG, which I didn't even plan to draw. It kind of looks like one. What do you guys think? I don't know. And then the pickguard could come down here, follow that line. Yeah. Like if you follow the lines of that we've drawn out here, we could have something that goes down like this, maybe. Meets up here, and this follows that line there. Goes down here. Becomes a little rounded part. Something like that. And then this part here could go up here. Could maybe mimic this here like that. And then could follow this line here. I'm just trying to come up with something that doesn't look too much, you know, like I don't know. Oh. Mm. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Oh, we're 4 people. I mean, I feel like this could be a fun guitar to build, you know? It's a sort of but it is more of a doodle at the moment, at least. So if we can I'm gonna just write to C because to see. Let's see if someone answers. Just because see if you can hear me. Because that because otherwise then I mean like then nothing works really. So let's see here. Mimic these lines, but I'll pull this line back a little bit more. See? And obviously we're just like hanging out right now. We're not actually trying to like take over the world or anything, guitar wise. We're just this line here it starts looking a little Fendery. That's the reason why you would naturally want to go up like that, you know, like this, like the Fender does, is because you have this curve naturally in the body right here. This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about like how the Fender, you know, like it's the natural shapes that are just being used over and over again, and like you can ignore this. You can just cut this straight down like that, but you immediately, hopefully, you know, if you have a little bit of an eye for it, for like design and things like that, you see immediately like how that creates a disharmony between things. I mean, like I've already have disharmony here, which I need to do something about. Maybe if I elongate this a little bit, you know. But yeah, it's very annoying. And that's why it's so annoying. You know, all these discussions about like design and things. It's like the pickguard is supposed to go that way. You know, it's just it's obvious to everyone. It's, it's like trying to reinvent the wheel or the wing or something. It's very. We're down to 2 people again. And we're not actually down to 2 people. We're down to 1 person because I am the other person. Now, obviously, this is not really a. This is how should we say this? This is very much a my design thing going on right now because I was thinking we'd try to do this together, but if you like this drawing that I'm doing now, then oh no, we're 5. Then just steal it immediately. You know, don't even hesitate if you think this looks cool. It might look cooler with 2 humbuckers or 3 humbuckers or maybe 5 humbuckers. Why isn't anyone doing a 5 humbucker guitar? Do you want to know why? There is a reason why. Because 3 of them would have to be somewhere else. I was trying to be funny. I'm sorry. I really wish someone would let me know if they can hear me. But maybe it's a good thing if you guys can't hear me, because I've been just saying random stuff throughout this entire video. I am not happy with this upper part. It looks disjointed and weird. I'm pretty pleased with the lower part. That's okay. But this part needs to go. Let's see. Maybe it's this horn. It's a little bit weird. Like this has a very elongated upper, while this goes down very abruptly. So I feel maybe I need to just. I feel like I need to maybe come down here a bit. I don't feel like it's hard to design a guitar. I mean, obviously, it's getting harder and harder because you have to make sure whatever you design is something that is actually your design, and you never know if someone's gonna pop up and say, "Hey, that thing that you randomly drew on a sketchbook was actually mine." And you go, "What? I didn't know. How would I know?" Yeah. What if you guys can't even see my message in the group chat, or not group chat, the live stream? And I feel like maybe I. Obviously, this is one of those parts that I could clean up in the computer to make it look perfect. But the thing is, if I have too many things that has to be cleaned up in the computer, then I'll run into the issue of thinking something looks nice, but then it moves when everything else moves, and you know. Yeah. Move it over here a bit, maybe. What do you guys think? Is it cool? What do you think? Is it the coolest guitar ever created? No, maybe not. But I feel like it's a little bit of a start. You know? Maybe we should do something about these horns, because I feel like if we erase these horns, it looks like right now. This looks like a 3 single coil SG guitar. Yeah, I think maybe if I do something like this, what if I try to match up these lines here? You know, something like that, and I feel like I've seen this guitar. This is like a Japanese copy guitar from the 70s that I'm drawing here now. I'm feeling it. It's becoming more and more Japanese copy guitars. Which I mean, there are a bunch of cool old Japanese so-called. It's so weird that they're called like copy guitars because you would never mistake them for that. You know, you'd never think that they were trying to be anything because they're so off. But like for example, here's one of those things that I feel like we like because if you want to match lines with other lines, then how do you do that when you're working on something that is um, gonna have a general curvature shape, you know, because we have these in curves right here on both sides, and we need to have those because if the guitar doesn't have those, which we could draw a guitar that doesn't have that. Obviously, let's skip to guitar number 2 for a second and just sort of go like, okay, well let's create a box here, you know, and let's try to come up with a shape that maybe lends itself to that. But I mean, like here we have it. This is my very crude trying to pour. You know, I know everyone who watches this video already knows all these things, and it's kind of pointless that I'm trying to explain this to you. But I guess it's because I'm a little bit frustrated by the whole situation. But I mean, obviously, you could finalize this shape and you could work on it and make it, you know, symmetrically. Like if this line goes here, goes like that, and it matches up with this line here, and then this line here matches up with this line here. You know, like you can make it have all those feelings, you know, that the other guitar had, and then maybe this line here goes here like so, and this line goes up here, and this line, well, we can't really, maybe we move this line back like so that we can copy that line over like so, you know, creates a little bit of an offset shape to it. The world's easiest guitar to build right here, because it's you just need a circular saw to cut it out. But you know, like, and then we need some controls. Well, meow, and yeah, something like that. One of these will be a switch. This one, yeah. And an output jack can be right here. We can have a little string thing. But I mean, as soon as we get into, and then maybe we could have like a cut like that, so it's leaning back, you know. And we could do the same thing here. We could have this one continue in and then go like that. And yeah, now we're cooking. We're making the greatest guitar ever. No, we're not. This looks kind of stupid. I mean, obviously, you say whatever you want to. If any mad creds or whatever to whoever actually builds a guitar that looks like this. This part here is tilted back, and this part here is also tilted back, you know. But my point is, you see how you, like if you're gonna try to get lines to match up, you can't have the curvature of the womanly body shape, like Fender calls it. You have to, if you have those and you want the pickguard to follow them, then they're naturally gonna be following them. Obviously, I mean, obviously you could. We're not gonna do that now because I don't feel like redrawing this. But you could, if you want to, have a pickguard that hangs over the body, but it kind of then defeats the purpose of having the carve of the the body down here. I hope you guys understand what it is I'm ranting about. If you can even hear me. But yeah. I mean, we have 4 people right now. There's something that there's something about this one that I'm not super happy about at the moment. And then we could obviously, on the back here, we would have a belly carve. And here we would have a, something like that. Maybe you can actually use your finger and smudge this area out a little bit so that it looks, and then use a eraser too. Clean it up a little bit. Yeah. What do you guys think? Any thoughts? Really sorry about the live stream thing, because I created a live stream to go live and then I had to recreate it. Should we move on and draw something something else? Maybe. Someone saying anything? What do you think? Is it cool? Let's okay, this guitar is number 1, obviously, because and this one here is number 2. Made me think of that joke in Austin Power. Who does number 2 work for? I'm sorry. This one is just, to try to prove some sort of point that I don't even know. But we can continue working on this one if you guys feel like we should. I have been down this route of this sort of shape before, because, it would be nice to have something very, very different. But yeah. If you're in some sort of like synth pop band, or if you're in some sort of what's it called? I don't know. Devo cover band. I don't know. Whatever. If you're in some sort of strange music band, then you need a guitar to stand out and be really different and weird, and you don't really care about like, well, does it fit me perfectly? Does it look nice on is it comfortable? Is what I'm trying to say. Then then you can definitely go for something wonky like this. I think that could be fun. But if you actually want to be able to, like, I don't know, sit down with your guitar, then maybe you want to have other shapes in it. Yeah. I'll put number 2 to the side, and I think I'm going to put number 1 to the side for now as well, and then you guys can let me know if you feel like we should keep on working on this. I feel like the horns, there's something here that needs to happen. The horns are a little yeah. Let's go to let's draw number 3. And yeah, we'll go to number 10 or until 5 o'clock, which for me is another hour. And unless you guys want to talk about something or continue working, we'll end it there. And yeah, but I feel like, you know, I don't know. Maybe some of you will rewatch this or skim through it afterwards and talk to me and let me know. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, okay. Let's start off by using the center line to create drama. No, not drama, but if we hold this measuring thing up to here and we decide to try out something like maybe a little bit crazy. Let's see what happens if we go with the 50. So if I drag this to 50 right there, I can create some lines like that and there. There we go. Now we have some lines, and we know that they are all 50 degrees. We can see what happens if we try to like match them up. So let's take. We know the distance between the lines are the same. We know the angle on the lines are all the same. And let's see what happens if we, for example, let's see here now. Here we have the 16th. Is it? Wait. Yeah, 16th. Right here. Might have counted wrong on the first one. Anyway, okay. There we have that. Let's push in. Let's see here. From this line, we'll make a mark for 5 millimeters, which is there. And then we'll make a round over there. And we'll use this to make that round over. Something like this. We don't need all of that right now. And then we'll do the same thing here. I said 5 mils, right? I think I did. Did I? Let me see. Yeah, 5. And 5. It's roughly there. Let's do the same thing here. Let's meet those two lines up. Something like that. And I'm using that to meet it up, you know. Same thing there. Let's see. Okay. Actually, I'm going to draw this out a little bit more. Let's give ourselves a measurement. It doesn't have to be something perfect right now. Let's go with 15 mil. 15 mil, and we'll make one measurement here for that. Actually, we'll do it where we don't over. Actually, we should do from the center line. So let's go with 25. Sometimes I am a bit too quick for my own good. And let's copy those over here as well. Now, obviously, you can do this a little bit more accurate. I'm sort of, you know, this is a live stream and it's not supposed to be super serious. I'm surprised no one's done any jokes or anything. But then again, maybe you guys can't hear me. I mean, I can hear me. I have or maybe you guys are shy. Maybe you're scared. You're like, oh no, if I say something, he's going to get mad at me. Okay, so now we know this line is parallel to the center line and this is parallel to the center line, so they're parallel to each other, roughly speaking. We have all these lines going, and we're going to use them to sort of try to see if we can disrupt everything a little bit. So, for example, these two are the same, these two are the same, these two are the same, right? So, for example, if we get, if we take a measurement like, I'm trying to, you know, like do this a little different. So if we take this here, we give ourselves a measurement there, and we take this one, give ourselves a measurement there, and we do a round over from that mark to the center line, or not the center line, but the parallel line. And we do that on both sides. Just trying to match up. You can sort of see how, or maybe you can, I don't know. You sort of see how something is coming along. Let's draw this one up here. Let's extend that a little bit. Up there. And then let's see. How are we gonna, maybe this is too small. It's all a little bit small. Right now. Okay. So I feel like, because this is the pickup. And now obviously, wait there. Obviously, we don't have to have a standard shape, you know. Like we can have a whatever we want shape, but I'm getting a little I've messed up a little bit. That's what I'm trying to say. These lines should probably be out a little bit further, maybe. I mean, obviously, it depends on what we want to make, but I feel like we should probably move everything back a little bit. So, what measurement did we have here? Was a, let's move that back to 5, maybe. Actually, let's make it 3, maybe. I feel like we can always have a little bit extra room. Should we design a hollow body guitar, maybe? Maybe that's what we should be doing. What do you guys think? Let's see here. There it is. It's lining up. Okay. I think that's better. Let's remove these lines before it gets confusing. Now we don't have to, you know, make everything exactly the same, because I'm just trying to, you know, have a little bit of fun here. But what if we continue this line, for example? A little bit. And we see what happens if they meet up here. That could maybe be interesting. Because if we go back and we look at that second guitar, that was sort of a joke, and we look at this, like we have this very, you know, square, hard shape that is uncomfortable. But as soon as we create something, and maybe this is not something that we would want to have either, I don't know, but as soon as we create something that is, what if we draw here, for example? I feel like that might be a little bit too sharp of a horn, but it is going. It's symmetrically like two lines meeting up pretty well. Do we have a smaller? I just had a silly idea. What if I do that? I need something that is just a little bit bigger. We can, like, I know that there are people saying like there is not that much you can do with the guitar. There isn't that much like, but the problem isn't really that there isn't that much we can do. The problem is that it's kind of hard to create something that other people will like. It's not hard for me to come up with a like guitar shape. Right? Just draw some lines and have some fun. You know, it's not hard. But what's hard is coming up with something that doesn't look like a disaster. You know. But you can make. I have a guitar coming that will prove this point. So just you wait. You can turn anything into a guitar shape. Let's see. And basically, if you look at the Strat, the fact that I know that it's not art is because this is how they have done it. This is like the method. You have different circles of different sizes, and you have different lines that will pull the attention in the direction that you want to go. This is very backwards leaning, while the Strat is more forward leaning. You know, you can see that in the shape because you can see how the cutout carves or whatever you call it, they are a little skewed forward, while this doesn't have that. And yeah, yeah, that's how you can tell that they are kind of bullshitting themselves when it comes to the whole Strat as a art thing or whatever. How's this for example? Not bad, not bad. Need to just align those a little bit better. Now, obviously, you should probably also think about things like how well does it fit your body and things like that. We're not getting into that aspect of it, but yeah, like this is a pretty fun shape. I feel like maybe a fun shape. Let's clean up some of these lines so that those disappear from the drawing, like so. And the body is a smaller body because obviously you can tell how big the pickups are. But I feel like everything I've drawn have been a little bit small. That's one of the reasons why I like to draw it out on a big piece of paper instead of small papers like this. But it just felt like it was a bit too hard for a live stream to try to pull that off. I don't know if it is, but yeah. What do you guys think? And this curve here, for example, we can clean this up a little bit. Maybe we can just smooth this out a bit. So it's like, whoa, it's the same thing here. And then if we want to, we could try to, but it's the same. We should have something maybe a little, maybe something a little bit bigger like the sandpaper. and we just try to see if we can. What do you guys think? Is that because it's kind of weird to have a straight line there when it's all a little, when there are no other straight lines. I'm going to say, give me a sec. Do I have something around me here that is even bigger than a sandpaper disc? Hey, you, listen to something new, like Chunky Wonkies do. Is this bigger? No, that radius is not bigger. But maybe this roll of paper. I mean, no. Is anyone saying anything? How are you guys feeling? Are you guys all good? Yeah. Never mind. I'll freehand draw this one a little bit because I feel like it's a bit too. The radius should be a little bit less. I can't start looking around too much. It will be. It will take too much time and it'll be a hassle. Okay, so now, for example, let's try to see if we can come up with a cool pick guard for this strange thing. So, for example, what can we do here? You know, if we take this shape that we have right here and we sort of just push it up a little bit, like maybe so. So it's sort of off to the side. Something like that. And maybe I don't have anything to. Yeah. And then maybe we can do the same thing here. Just erase these lines right here. This word here is funny to me. It's the worst design I've ever done, but maybe it's cool. Maybe it's cool. Okay, what if we take this? No, that's wait. Oh, it's this inner one. What if we move that in here, like so? Because your brain will naturally sort of feel like things are okay if you see it everywhere. So like this line here and this line here, this line here and this line here and here, they all match up. You know? Good. I feel like this is we're drawing some sort of artistic interpretation of a little pig. I'm sorry to say it. I feel like if we just give it like a little eye here, like like something like this, we're just like hello, my name is Chunky Chew, and I'm a little baby cat thing. I have a little nose right here with some whiskers. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. This upper horn here, it needs something to change it a little bit, but yeah. What are you guys saying? What are you guys feeling? Are you guys feeling anything? Are you saying? I'm talking to the void. Let's see here. What if we move this over here? What sort of so that one, if we continue that line, like so. Then we can maybe match it up with this. And it will match, one line here, comes back here, and are these two different in radius? I wish I have one of those many radius gauge things that I have misplaced. But what if we push this line down first just a little bit and then until they meet up, like something like that. Then we just draw that out like so. And maybe we can do that again, but we'll push this line back a little bit. So it's there, and then just push it back up again a little bit. So something like that. Let's see what happens if we clean this up a little bit. Let me know if you think this looks too much like a Stratocaster. Because, yeah, I'm worried that you guys are going to be like, oh my god, you just created the Strat again. I'm joking. And if we take this line here, for example, no, here, and we push it into the middle, like so, something like that, and we can use that. Let's give ourselves so here we can have one control. Actually, probably need more than that because I'm making a very small body. And then here we have another control. Then here we have another control. So like here we have one, and here we have one, and here we have the last one. So it's like this one is a switch for our pickup selector or something. Actually, it's 3 pickups right now, so it might be a line like that. And then here we have our volume control, and here we have our tone control. A lot cutie. Yeah. Right. And then here we could just cut this right straight down like this, for example, and just be like that, for example. Okay, so this guitar, it looks pretty strange. And then here you would have your strap button, and here you would have your strap button. I feel like it's maybe a little too elongated, and it should be a little bit wider. But you could work on that and try to come up with something to make it a little less, If any of you feel like doing that, obviously, you might not actually want to. Could also have a control up here. That could be fun. Just be like, wow. Yeah, that's number 3. We have about half an hour left, unless someone wants to say something or do something. Yeah. But if you draw a guitar out like this, if you sit and you could clearly tell that this is not art. I mean, like, you can call it art if you want to, but I would say that that's a misunderstanding of what art actually is. Because, yeah, no, this is like guitar body design things. I feel like I should try to get at least one that feels like it's somewhat accurate in size, which is kind of hard to do when you're just freehand drawing like this and you don't have any measurements to pull from. If we did this with a one-to-one scale thing, then the scale would come into a factor into the drawing part, and it would make everything make a lot more sense. And I think that you wouldn't have these issues, and most likely that's how they made the Strat. I can consider them having a couple of blank bodies, you know, that were just like a neck on a square body and a like Telecaster bridge or something easy that is just screwed into holding the strings in place, and then you're just drawing out and carving out, cutting it out with a bandsaw or something super quickly, and just having people sit there and go, yeah, this feels better, this feels nice. Oh yeah, this line here, move that in a little bit, and you could make a guitar that way too. It'd actually be kind of cool to make me do that. Maybe that's. Let me know if building a guitar that way would be fun to watch. Because I have that other guitar that I made a couple of years ago where I had a guitar body blank, and I let my sister draw out a body shape for it, and then I cut it out, and I left the guitar with her so she could draw out whatever she wanted to draw out, because the idea was that she doesn't know what a guitar looks like, so she won't have this uh, predetermined notion of what a guitar should be that I have, since I've been building guitars for 17 years or whatever. Have it been 17 years? Okay, I'm not gonna start thinking about that, because then I'll have an existential crisis or something. Yeah. Okay, so that's the size of the pickup, which is like something like this, maybe. And I feel like maybe it's the guitar body, 3 pickups in size. Give me a sec. I'm gonna investigate this real quick. Actually, almost. Not really. So let's go back in a little bit. Something like that. And let's see if we can make a parallel line. So yeah. Something like that. It's not perfect, but we're just freehand drawing, styling, sort of right now. And we don't need that much on the back. Like for balancing purposes, we could have, we could, if we wanted to. This is something that I've been thinking of doing. Actually, I'll tell you a little secret. I've been thinking of making a headless guitar. It's mostly because I've just finished building my very first headless guitar. But I'm thinking, instead of making an instrument that is as short as possible, why not try to make an instrument that is as long as possible? You know? I mean, just because it's headless doesn't mean it has to be a shorty. It can be super long, basically. Okay, let's see here. Here we have the 16th. Should we go a little bit crazy and have like a lot of access? You know, we could. We could definitely do that. Mm. Let's give ourselves a little measurement just for fun. So there somewhere. And then we change the curvature. So it goes up there and then it changes from that point on. So we meet at that crisscross and we draw out a new line. Something like that. And then we try to smooth those out into each other. And I think I messed it up a little bit because I feel like the lower one is bigger. Actually, what if we duplicate this line back here? Something like that. And then we use this to create a round over. Just a little bit for now. Something like this. We're going to finalize this super soon. Just let me use it to mark things out a little bit. And then we go back on this. Because, I mean, why do we have horns on guitars? You know? Like, do we actually need them? Is something that we could ask ourselves. And then we give ourselves two measurements. No, we already have a measurement here, right? What we need is wait, what was this? This was, come on, 33 mil is what I've used. So 22 would be 2/3. If we make a mark there and a mark there. Now, what if we try to match those up? We need something with a bigger radius than that. Okay, I kind of did that a little sloppy, but let's just I mean, we're already all the way in here, so we don't have to try to get closer than that, you know? The only problem I have with this thing that we've drawn right here now is that it's it's ugly. I say we because then I don't have to take responsibility for what it looks like. But we can work on this. We can sort of try to, like, this is sort of like the bare bone necessity guitar or something. You know, it's a pretty small guitar body, really. I mean, it's just a couple of centimeters extra from the neck pickup. You know, it does have carves, even though I would probably argue that this is so small in body shape right now that you don't actually need this upper carve. So yeah, but let's move this back for a bit, maybe, for example, something like that. If I can draw, which I can't. And then here, maybe, for example, maybe we can change the radius of this curve here so that it comes in. Something like that. Now we're starting to make this look more interesting. Maybe do this. Do we want to round this over? We can have it just sticking up like that, but we could also go back up and oh, your guys are not saying much. But that's okay. I understand. I'm shy too. Let's see. This reminds me of that that guitar that Gibson made that people didn't like. I don't remember what it's called. The one that they drove over with a bulldozer and destroyed. People got mad at them. I feel like I'm drawing that guitar. I feel like everything I'm doing is like controversial things today. I'm attacking everyone. Let's bring this line here in a bit. Make it a little bit offset. What are you guys listening to? I well, right now I'm drawing. I'm actually not listening to anything. I feel like I maybe should have had some background music or something going. Not for the live stream, but just for myself, just because it's pretty quiet. I am not loving this. Is this the fourth? Yeah. There you go. I'm gonna pull this in a bit, I think. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should have a weird guitar day where we're just building the craziest things we can come up with, and everything is just, the ugliest, derpiest construction ever. Let's see. What do you guys think? Can I get a heart like that? Come on, guys. No? Yeah. Good, 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 good. I mean, we don't have to have a pick card. Mm. Yes. We could do that actually everywhere. That's like round. We could have this part be rounded over, and we could have this part be rounded over as well. I'm using my fingers as a smudge tool, if you're wondering. Okay, some of you, depending on your age, will not get this, but I feel like doesn't this guitar body look like a Ditto, the Pokemon Ditto, but instead of a face, it has a guitar neck. I don't know. I don't know. I think we need some controls. We'll have them here. Wow, wow. Yeah, I've been drawing everything a little too small. I'm not thinking about the pickups. Obviously, this is something that I could fix in the computer later, but I if I wanted to, but actually that's like the size they would actually be the knobs on the body, so it's a very small thing. Yeah, that's number 4. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I started out. Okay, so let's see. Here's number 1. We still haven't figured out what to do with the horns, but I mean, we haven't been back to it yet. I think it's the fact that it's a little bit generic. We need something. We need something. You know, something to. Something to differentiate it from everything else. You know, maybe that could be like the eagle, an eagle head or something. It is hard to come up with like something that makes it feel less generic. But I feel like I kind of like this one. But it is on the safer side of things or whatever. And yeah, yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Yay or nay? Let's yes, that's number 1. Did we have number 3 is here? Let's actually mess with this a little bit. So like, for example, let's take this line here and move it over here. And let's take this line here and move it over here. Can I do that? Something like that, maybe? No, over here, I mean. What am I doing? Something like that. What do you guys think of the Saint Vincent guitar? Is that what it's called? I think so. Let's give ourselves a little bit of a what's it called? Some curves to this body. And let's maybe pull this one down. See what happens. This also looks like some sort of animal. Then I can say that it's art, you know, instead of like, oh, it's the shape of a woman. I can be like, oh, it's the shape of a badger or something. I'm being silly, but I mean, so is everyone else. Can you guys hear me? Because I can hear myself. So for me, it works. I hope there isn't like a parallel chat thing going on as well, and you guys are like saying things, and I'm not understanding that I'm getting messages because you guys are talking into the void. You're saying something. Oh, hi. Operation Chaos. Nice to see you. You can hear me. Yes. Good. I haven't been talking into the void. Good. That's all I wanted to know. Because I've been rambling for almost 2 hours now, and it would be kind of sucky if it turned out that I should have fixed the audio or something, but I never did. Let's see here. Can we come up with? Can we come up with a? Maybe we should actually try that. I don't know. Today is one of those days where I don't have that much creativity. Or maybe it's just that I'm on the spot, sitting here but maybe we can sort of draw an animal here and then just soften up the lines and sort of create, sort of distort the silhouette of the animal, and that could be our guitar shape. So let's do something like that. Okay, what animal? What animal should we? Yeah. What is the best thing about the Strat? That's something we could think about. Like, what is it that makes the Strat so good? Like, if we, yeah, sort of look at it just from the design point of view, that the fact that, like, I believe that the reason why it's so popular is mostly because it's been copied so many times, and not the design itself, because people will just get used to something. It's the same thing with everything. That's why we're taking steps forward in technology. For example, we just we do things, and you know we change things, and then we get used to the changes. No one complained about horses before the car. But then one day people were like, "Whoa, we can have these things, and they're so cool and awesome." And I suppose someone would say better, maybe, than horses. I don't know. And I got a thing popping up on my screen. What the hell was that? Anyway, you know. So what is it that makes the Strat good if we just look at the structural thing? It is that it has these comfortable body shape, right? The comfortable body shape. And it is, most of the time it is very it fits the body very well with the belly carve and the armrest, and the ergonomical shape that it has. You want to lift the neck up a little bit when you're playing. The body follows that very easily. If this carve down here, for example, was over here, while this was over here, would that change that? I don't know. And then we have things like you have 3 pickups. I know that some people prefer 2 pickups or 1 pickup, but 3 pickups do give you the opportunity of selecting different options and working in different ways. So yeah, that's a thing. Another thing that I like about the Strat, that you know the jack isn't on the end; it's on the top, the little thingamajig. So can we maybe use that? I don't know. This is one of those things that is sort of annoying with the whole idea, because like if it is, to me, that's maybe my favorite part of the Strat, the top-mounted jack thing that is sort of slanted. I don't know what you guys think about that, but I kind of yeah, I feel like maybe my favorite part about the Strat is actually the slanted jack. It's very convenient, I feel like. Obviously, but the question is are we allowed to use that? Or are we not? Obviously, I think this whole there's never going to even be a lawsuit. I think it's just going to be lawyers screaming in a void. But you know, Yeah. I wish I had more ideas. I think I'm gonna start over. I'm gonna draw this one upside down. I need a little. I need a little. Oh wait, haven't I already done that? Okay, there we have a beginning. I'm thinking. Let me know. What do you think? If I drew a Stratocaster that was upside down, like Jimi Hendrix Stratocaster, but because Jimi Hendrix played upside down, so you know, like the silhouette of the Strat, basically upside down. But then I changed the pick guard and the orientation of the pickups so that the controls were still on the lower side of the guitar. Um, is that enough of a change? Because there's so many people that plays the Strat because they think Jimi Hendrix is cool playing it. But if you look at him playing the guitar, he's playing it upside down. So you can't ever look as cool as Jimi Hendrix playing a Strat unless you're playing it upside down. So then why not design a guitar that is ergonomically fit to be played like that and isn't an upside down guitar? I don't know. Does that make sense? Okay, let's clean this up a little bit. This is maybe this. And then it goes down to maybe something like this. Do we even want that? Yeah, maybe. Ah. Didn't I have a little ring-a-ma-jig? Ah, we'll see if we can make this work. My trusty solder. That is completely smashed. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, and yeah, that's just the way it is. What do you guys think? Are we achieving anything? Are we slowly but surely take it to the man or whatever it is people say. Wait, aren't we drawing the same guitar twice? Have I already forgotten? Yeah, I'm drawing the same guitar twice. It's just the lower horn is a little bit nicer on this one. Well, we've accidentally started prototyping, I feel like. Like, just clean up this line here a little bit. And this line here a little bit. And then just do a little bit of a round over here. Like, I mean, I don't know what to say, but isn't this kind of just the same as this? Can you see them? Why can't I grab it? Ah, grab them! It's a little bit strange with the latency, because I can see it live and it's like, for me it's crazy. I mean, obviously they're a little bit different, and yeah. I mean, I think I would prefer this one. I don't know about this upper horn thing. I'm just trying to not get sued by Fender. Honestly. No, I'm kidding. I'm not worried. I mean, I suppose I am a little bit. It's always. I mean, who would want to be sued by Fender? You know. Who would want to be Fender is maybe even a better question at this moment. Like, I mean, I am not worried. I think that they will cease their foolishness, and we will forget that we were ever mad at them, because that's usually the way it goes with most things. Sadly, you want some sort of okay, so here we had this line, which I made from this, right? Right. Can we do that again here? Something like that. Just because when, like I said earlier in the video, like I feel like it's what I've been saying, when lines repeat themselves, we don't have to be scared of them. No, but then we don't have to. Is this what I did? Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Except for this horn right here, which I know I just copied down there. I'm somewhat pleased with this. I feel like it's and then we can take that line again, and we can just move it down like so. And fill it in. And we have our arm curve. Something like that. Yeah. And it's just a question of how we want to end it right there. I mean, we did this before, I think. Actually, maybe that's what the issue is. I'm just gonna And then the pickguard here can line up those two lines. So if we come in a bit, like from there, and then that line goes up here, and then we do something like that, maybe. Is that good? No. No, I don't think so. What do you guys think? Is it a good? Is it good? Is it yes? Is it yes? Is it a yes? Is it a no? Is it a maybe, maybe, maybe? Hmm. Yeah. So like this line here can continue up there, like so, for example. It obviously will be hidden under the pickguard, but it would. I don't know. What do you think? I think this is pretty nice. This is just up here. We have. I don't know. I don't like that clunkiness right there. But I do kind of like it. This little, like, sort of, what do you call it? This little edge here. You know? It's something, maybe. Maybe if I just simplify this, if I just take this line here and I just extend it out here, like so, then I just try to clean this up a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna redraw that line. Something like that. What do you guys think? Press the little heart icon or the laugh icon. Heart for like and laughter for. No, please change it. No? Yes? Maybe, maybe? Isn't there a guitar that has this lower back swirl thing? Kind of like this. I feel like I've seen that somewhere else. I can't picture it right now. Because that would be funny if I draw something and I'm like, anyone can use this drawing, and then people are like, no, we can't. You've drawn another trademarked guitar that you're just not aware of because you're an imbecile. Hmm. I don't know. It's a little bit too generic for my taste. So what if this line here continued? It would go up to there, right? Something like that. That's a little bit better, I feel like, maybe. Obviously, these sharp edges would have to be a little bit smoothed out by the router. But yeah. Which one is this? This is number, let's see here. We have 1, 2. That one is, this one is rejected. Let's see here. Okay, that's number 1. That's number 2. This is number 3. This is number 4. This is number 5. Yeah. Okay, we've gone like 15 minutes past what I was thinking we'd do. But that's okay. Or at least I feel like it is. Is this the line for that? Yeah, we can just move that up a little bit. Like that. Whap. Up. There we have 2 controls for our pickups. Yeah. I feel like we've gone 15 minutes soon past what we were gonna do. This is a good start. I don't know what you guys think or feel about any of it, but let me know. Yeah, in the comments below or some other way. I feel like yeah, this is a pretty good little start. We can continue this or redo this depending on what you guys feel like and want. If sitting and drawing guitars together was a fun thing. Yeah. Also, if you have any cool ideas for what we can do, like should we try to continue working on any of these designs? Should we try to make them into something cool? Should we maybe make a guitar out of it? Should we try again, maybe? See if we can get a little bit more engagement into the whole let's design a guitar together thing. Will you guys, you know, let me know what you think is cool and what you don't think is cool and what you, yeah, talk to me in the comments below about everything and anything. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm going to end the live stream here now and do something else for a bit. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Until next time, don't forget to stay awesome and cool and go and draw some cool guitar designs. And, you know, the most important part, I think, is to have fun and to be creative and to not think too much about like how much you've done something, how much you are center of everything, because that's the issue with the Strat right now. It's all very self-centered and not so much about like the community and the people that are involved in it and you know the possibilities of doing something fun that exists within that community. And yeah, that's you know one of the reasons why I think things are going the way they're going for a certain brand that we all know and love, maybe a little bit. But anyway, yeah, that's the end. I'm gonna go. You're gonna go. We'll see each other in another video. Bye bye for now. Wow. Okay, can I?